the Obhainn in Cloch, in the heart of County Wexford. We're in the heart of the purple and gold country in the model county of Wexford, and for the next hour or so we're going to give you song, music and dance, stretching from the Tower of Hoop into New Ross, up into Enniscorthy, onto Gorey and onto Tara Hill, and we'll take you from the gentle slopes of Mount Leinster down through Wexford and on to Rosslare Port. As you know, Wexford boasts many heroes and heroines, and indeed they all have made their mark on the world scene. Captain or Commandant John Barry was dubbed the father of the American Navy, and John Fitzgerald Kennedy, a former president of America, has his ancestral home at Duncanstown outside of New Ross. Patrick Kennedy, a literary man of the middle 1800s, his books, The Banks of the Bora and Legends of Mount Leinster and Evenings in the Duffrey, are sought after by many literary scholars. Another man who has made his name in both song and story, and many of his songs that were composed by P.J. MacColl, and indeed P.J. MacColl, his ancestral cottage, is now a national museum in Rathangan, his father John Murphy from Bull of Oak fame. Moving into the agricultural scene, Wexford and Wexford farmland is among the best in Europe, and Wexford also boasts two national research stations, one at Johnstown Castle, that's the home of the Soil Survey Division, and another at Clonroche, that's the home of the Soft Fruit Division. Rosslare Port has taken many emigrants from Ireland and from Wexford. But Rosslare Port has also brought many tourists to our land and to our island. And the next time that you disembark in Rosslare, I trust that you will take a ramble around County Wexford to the villages and towns and to the sights and scenery that you have seen in this video. And I hope that we have brought you a little bit of Wexford in song, music and dance. And maybe you will come over and see and join in the music and crack of our very proud county. So now sit back and enjoy purple and gold style music and dance of Wexford. Time we go to New Ross, and we have Joan Kelly, and Joan is going to give us that lovely Wexford song, The Land Where the Slaney Flows.
They sing about Cork and Kerry, they sing about old Mayo, but give me the songs of Wexford, John Kelly and Bull. I love every hill and valley, from Ross to the Golden Shore, the music, the song and the laughter, in the land where the Slaney flows. Beautiful land of the Slaney, captain's daughter, the captain of the O's. Sing brave united Irishmen will ne'er again be foes. £1,000 I'll bring if you will fly from home with me. I'll dress myself in man's attire and fight for liberty. We are the boys of Wexford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the galling chains and free our native land.
I want no gold, my maiden fair, to fly from home with thee. Your shining eye will be my prize, more dear than gold to me. I want no gold to nerve my arm, to do a true man's heart. To free my land I gladly give the red drop from my heart. We are the boys of Wexford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the galling chains and free our native land.
And when we left our cabins, boys, we left with right goodwill to see our friends and neighbours that were on Vinegar Hill. A young lad from the Irish ranks, the cannon he let go and slapped it into Lord Mountjoy, a tyrant he laid low.
We are the boys of Wexford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the galling chains and free our native land. Dowler's name shall be their shame, who still we ne'er did fear. For every man could do his part, like Forth and Shelmally. And if for want of leaders we've lost at Vinegar Hill, we're ready for another fight and love our country still. We are the boys of Wexford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the galling chains and free our native land. We are the boys of Wexford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the galling chains and free our native land.
The 1798 rebellion was the result of a comprehensive agreement, plans and alliance with the revolutionary French government to strike a blow against the British government in Ireland and British influence and power in Europe. In Wexford, in the southeast of Ireland, in its most strategically important place on the fringe of the Atlantic, entering the Irish Sea, The rebellion took a course which was unexpected in that, with the leaders already arrested, it broke out spontaneously in the parish or curacy of Boulevogue and erupted at the Harrow in Wexford, where it was led by, almost unexpectedly, by the curate of Boulevogue, Father John Murphy. Father John Murphy succeeded in the ensuing days to show himself, although he had no real training, to be an outstanding military commander and a commander of men and movements and warfare. He is the astonishing phenomenon of the whole period. After that, the United Irishmen in the southeast gravitated towards the rebellion as it was rolling over. They captured Enniscorthy, Wexford, tremendous victories at Owlert Hill and Tubberneering, and towards the end of the rebellion, the French expected daily did not arrive, and the brave effort in the southeast petered out with tremendous loss, but its effects revitalised Irish spirit and of course led to the freedom we enjoy today.
As the sun was setting o'er the bright meadows of Camolin, a rebel hand set the heather blazing and brought the neighbours from far and near. Then Father Murphy from old Kilcormack spurred on the rocks with a warning cry. Arm, arm, he cried, for I've come to lead you, for Ireland's freedom will fight or die. He led us on against the coming soldiers and the cowardly yeomen we put to flight. Was at Harrow the boys of Wexford showed Buckley's regiment how men could fight. Look out for Ireland's King George of England, search every kingdom where breezes slept. For Father Murphy from the county Wexford sweeps o'er the land like a mighty wave. We took Camolin and Enniscorthy and Wexford storming drove out our foes. Was at Cloch our pikes were shore to shore, at the Vinegar Hill, or the pleasant slaney, our heroes bravely stood back to back, and the oars at Toulon took Father Murphy and burned his body upon the ride. God grant you glory, brave Father Murphy, and open heaven to all your men, for the cause that called you may call tomorrow in another fight for the green again.
Next in our rambles around County Wexford, we're going down Bannow way, and we have Pip Murphy, and he's going to entertain us on the Mount Arvin. He's going to play 2 reels, Ballygow, and a trip to CULLENSTOWN. Now, our next man, indeed our next singer, needs probably no introduction. Paddy Berry from DUNCORMICK. And if you mention Paddy Berry, the song that automatically comes to your mind is the song Ballyshannon Lane.
In '96, when the moon did fix its beams o'er Scullabogue, when the planet Mars and the twinkling stars denoted where each rogue, of Saxon birth had bit the earth where Cromwell's crew were slain, when the yeomen fled and left there dead in Ballyshannon Lane. I paused for a while beside the stile near the churchyard of Courtail. 'Twas one night in June, as the silvery moon o'er each rebel grave did sail. Scenes of '98, which I now relate, flashed through my youthful brain. I prayed for the dead, and through Raheel fled to Ballyshannon Lane. I passed by moors and the forge doors where Eve I forged the pikes. The night being fine, no Mr. Wind blew over hills or dikes. By Jack Keaton's gate, where I chanced to wait, my thoughts drove me insane. For the yeoman crew I youth they slew in Ballyshannon Lane. In Keaton's lawn at the morning dawn, when the barn was all in flames, I grieve to tell my three uncles fell, that's Martin, John and James. And as my Aunt Kate stood by the gate, herself and child were slain, my teeth still cringe to have revenge for Ballyshannon Lane. This was the song my mother sang into my youthful ears, while down her cheeks for weeks and weeks coursed hot and scalding tears. My brother Mike, he forged me a pike to take the hills again, and in Ireland's need I am here to bleed for Ballyshannon Lane.
Next now we have a Wexford set, and who better to dance it than the set dancers from Ballyhogue, beautifully attired in the famous blue and white of Ballyhogue, made so famous on the football and hurling fields of Wexford.
little pub in London, Moriarty drank his beer and told some wondrous stories of his exploits far and near. "How about an Irish song?" said Kelly, "best of order, one and all." And Moriarty sang for them the hills of Donegal. There was cheering at the finish, and the crowd they called, "Encore! Encore!" He said, "Lads, I'm sorry, I can't sing any more." Then he sat there sad and silent and pushed away his beer, and in his eye there glistened just the starting of a tear. "Are you going home for the Christmas?" the friendly barmaid said. Moriarty fixed his gaze on her, then slowly shook his head. "I haven't been to Ireland now, 'tis 20 years or more. Me mother, she'd hardly know me if I walked up to the door." "I was born," said Moriarty, "on an island in the west, the last place God created, but the first place that he blessed. We were poor, but we were happy in our simple little way. God, I wish I was a lad again, playing there today. Me father, God be good to him, sure he died one woeful night. And me mother left all lonesome with me to work and fight. So with Jimmy Moore McCarthy and Donald Roche, I came across to England to earn an honest pay. And I promised to me mother that I'd soon be back again. But the curse of drink came on me and enslaved me in its chains. And I haven't been to Ireland now. Oh, 'tis 20 years or more. And me mother, she's beyond there waiting for me footstep at the door." Then someone started singing, "See amid the winter snow." It was like an old bell ringing far away and long ago. And as Moriarty listened, he pushed his glass away, and he made a solemn promise he'd be home for Christmas Day. He scraped up every penny he could get into his hand, and coming up to Christmas, he sailed for Ireland. His heart was singing gaily, and he felt content and blessed as the train rolled through the Midlands that brought him to the west. In the village of Kilsheelan, that night upon the shore, Moriarty saw across the waters dark his island home once more. In the sky the stars were shining, and the brightest in the dome seemed to stand above the island to welcome Moriarty home. "'Tis a grand night for the crossing," said the boatman Thomas Bawn. Moriarty didn't know him. It's a lifetime he'd been gone. And as he stepped into the Bawdeen, sure the boatman heard him say, "Glory, glory, God of heaven, I'll be home for Christmas Day." In a lodging house in London, Moriarty's poor abode, on a table in the hallway, a message lay unread. It said, "This morning your poor mother passed away. She'd be buried in Kinsheela after Mass on Christmas Day."
Now we move up to border county or country. We move up to BUNCLODY, and we have Kathleen Lawton to give us that lovely Irish ballad and lovely Wexford ballad, "The Streams of BUNCLODY."
By the streams of BUNCLODY, where all may That is why my love slights me, as you might understand. For I'm a poor fellow, and I have no land. She's got lots of riches, of silver and gold, and everything fitting a house to uphold. Oh, were I a clerk and could write a fine hand, I would write my love a letter that she might understand. For I'm a poor fellow that was wounded in love. Once I lived in BUNCLODY, but now I must remove. So fare thee well, father, and to mother adieu. To my sister and brother, farewell unto you. I am bound for America, my fortune to find. Once I lived in BUNCLODY, now I'm ready to die.
What's the news, oh my bold shell Malier? Those are the first lines of a great Wexford, a rousing Wexford ballad called Kelly the Boy from Killane. And to sing it we have the group McBride, and Tom Furlong is going to lead them up.
What's the news, oh me bold shell Malier, with your long barrel one from the sea? Say what wind from the south brings its messenger here, with the hem of the dawn for the BREE. Goodly news do I bring you to port, goodly news do I hear clergyman. For the boys march up morn from the south to the north, that quick
your beavers aloft and give 3 ringing cheers for John Kelly, the boy from Killanne. And Enniscorthy's in flames and all the Wexford.1 and borrowed some all over cross. On the hill or the town they've planted a gun that will batter the gateway for us. All the boatmen and bargemen march over the heat, for if Harvey took lead in the van. And the foremost of all in that ring of jet will be Kelly to buy from Killanne. But the golden sun of freedom grew dark and us, and it satisfied slowly dread ways. And poor Wexford stripped naked on high on the cross, with her heart pierced by traitors' rays. Glory, to our brave sons that died for the cause of Lockdown's little man. Glory, to our Leinster, Dundalk and Bright, it's Kelly the boy from Killanne. Glory, to our brave sons that died for the cause of Lockdown's little man. Glory, to our Leinster, Dundalk and Bright, it's Kelly the boy from Killanne.
Bobby, the brother aspect when you were hurling, there were 4 record brothers. It must have been a big help when you were hurling both for RATHNURE and indeed representing your county and indeed your province as well.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's always nice to have members of your own family on the team, like, you know, and we developed as young lads together here right in the village where we're standing, and principally here in this yard, as you can see that window up there, like, used to be the point where
the famous goal
that used to be aimed for,
what?
and with the famous goal. Dick, God forgive him, used to be trying to put the ball into that, and he was quite successful at it, like, and I suppose that's how it come, like, you know, that we developed our skills. He, of course, went on to Kieran's colleges, you know, and won the rest of colleges in all Ireland with Kieran's, and came back here then, and there was a great foundation for hurling here in the parish at the time, with a fellow by the name of Mikey Redmond and his brother Sean and Connors. These would be all uncles of the latter day, Teddy and Johnny and these guys, but they had laid all the groundwork, like, you know, and we all kind of built on that, and as you know, the rest of the story, we went on to greater things.
On the 4th day of September in the year of 55, all Wexford men were overjoyed, their hearts were filled with pride, for to see their 15 hurlers stood duty that day, and stealed all Ireland honours from the county Galway. The first we met it was Westmeath, and their colours we pulled down. After a draw game with Kilkenny, sure we won the Leinster crown. The monster champions, they were next that we were built to play, with both the County Limerick in the final at Galway. The scenes that day in Croke Park now, they simply were grand, for to see the boys from south and west march behind our Cane Boys band. Bob Stakelin blew his whistle, the Archbishop started the game, as the tricolour fluttered o'er the stand as Wexford rose to fame. In goal we'd Artie Foley, Andy Prove, the star no doubt. In front stood Nick O'Donnell, a defender out and down. And on his left we had a man whose clearances were good, in the person of McCanlon from the parish of Horswood. Right full with Bobby Raggard, better known at centre by. His stick work on star hurling, sure find many a Galway tie.
Like brother Billy in the centre, oh, was always staunch and sure. Likewise McMorrissey from your Jim English from Rathnure. At centre field we had Jim Morrissey, a lad who knows no fear. He was partnered by young Seamus Hearn, the star from Shilmaleer. Their splendid hurling on that day in history's gone down, for there were two gems that shone like gold in an Ireland hurling crown. From Gusseran comes Paddy Cahan, old favourite of renown. In the centre stood Ned Wheeler, sure the pride of Pierce's town. But the man who foiled the critics and at lightning speed did go, from the slopes of Vinegar Hill comes Enniscorthy's Pidgeon. From Cloch now we had Tim flooding like a star did shine. St. Aidan's dashing forward, sure the gallant young Tom Ryan. The Dominic Hearn and Oliver Goff as subs that did step in, and to help their injured comrades the old Ireland Cup to win. Beside the Blackstair Mountains comes Wexford's mighty man. His name it is Nick Rackard from the village of KILLANE. Of the 21 yards free, my boys, he's very seldom fails. He's the free specialist of Ireland and the man who shakes the nail. The All Ireland it's won, me boys, O'Donnell has received the cup, and our Gaelic hearts that throb for years have now been lifted up. The honours have come to Wexford and we're all filled with pride. So God bless the boys that brought the cup back to the Slenny side.
Now we're moving around County Wexford yet again, and we're going down to the seaside area of Cloch. And we have with us Teresa and the Stars, and Teresa is going to give us a new ballad that was composed by a man from Screen, John Murphy, and it's called Cloch by the Sea, and she's backed by Jerry Bates and a man that needs no introduction to the people of the South East, Tony Keogh. That voice, this is the man behind the voice that you hear on South East Radio.
Cloch by the sea seems so lovely to me, for the Slaney's bright water has joined the sea, and the way you will find is o'er the fair hills of Screen, where the lock of the serpent a mystery has been. Its banks they are lofty, and the view it is grand, from the slopes of Mount Leinster to Cloch strand, and the sand gleams like silver, the air is so sweet, and the banks they are lovely, where lovers do meet. Looking out on the water, and there on your lee, the head of Blackwater you plainly can see. When the sea it is calm and the weather is fine, you'll see the grave of the Viscount on the Tusker outline. The harbour of Wexford comes into view, but now it's deserted, no ships can get through, and there's no place quite like it, wherever you may go, like the beautiful banks of our own Cloch. With your back to the water, the sloplands you'll see, reclaimed by hard labour in the last century, with its thousands of acres and inches of fall, from the slopes of Ballinesker to Ard's Cavan Wall. The channel was shallow, but now it is deep, and thousands of gallons are pumped out to the sea, and there's no place quite like it, wherever you may go, like the beautiful banks of our own Cloch.
People Newspapers was founded in 1853, and the first paper published was the Wexford People, which covered Wexford Town and the south of the county. It was so successful that the founders very soon afterwards added on the New Ross Standard, Enniscorthy Guardian and Wicklow People. They later published the BREE People, and the Ireland's Own was founded in 1902. The papers were a very important link between home and the emigrants, with people sending 2 or 3 copies to various parts of Britain and America. The papers have covered all the major events in Wexford and Wicklow since their foundation. They have reflected the changes which have occurred in the community and the way of life. One of the early campaigns waged by the papers was on behalf of tenant rights, and the editor at the time, William Walsh, was jailed for some of his writings. He was also the founder of the GAA in this county and was the first president, with many of the early meetings taking place in the headquarters of the People newspapers in the centre of Wexford Town. Today, the company uses ultra-modern computer technology which enables it to produce papers to a much higher standard and a greater size than was contemplated by the founders of the company.